Freightliner sells more trucks than any other brand in North America. In 2025 alone, the Cascadia accounted for nearly 40% of every new Class 8 truck sold on this continent. 40%, that is not a market leader, that is a monopoly in everything but name. And yet right now in 2026, there is a truck sitting in Volvo's lineup that is posting fuel economy numbers the Cascadia cannot match. A truck with a cab that independent driver surveys consistently rate higher on comfort, noise levels, and ergonomics. A truck that fleet managers running dedicated corridors are quietly switching to in numbers that Freightliner's marketing department does not want you to see. The Volvo VNL, built in Sweden. Engineered specifically to take everything American trucking thought it knew about long-haul efficiency and prove that the old assumptions were wrong. This is not a brand story. This is not about Swedish engineering versus American iron as a concept. This is about two specific trucks, the Freightliner Cascadia and the Volvo VNL 860, and the $180,000 decision that fleet managers and owner-operators are getting completely wrong in 2026. And I am going to tell you exactly how they are getting it wrong, and exactly what the right answer is, and why the right answer is different depending on who you are and how you operate. Stay with me? Because the number we are going to talk about first is the one that changes everything. Let us start with fuel. Because fuel is not a line item on a spreadsheet. Fuel is the entire financial architecture of long-haul trucking. Every other number in the comparison exists inside the fuel number. And if you get the fuel number wrong, every other calculation you run is built on a false foundation. An owner-operator running 125,000 miles a year at $4 per gallon conservative for 2026 spends between $55,000 and $65,000 on diesel annually. Every tenth of a mile per gallon improvement saves between $1,200 and $1,500 per year. Not once, every year. For every year you own that truck. For 5 years of ownership, every tenth of a mile per gallon is worth $6,000 to $7,500 in your pocket. Now here is the number that Freightliner does not lead with in its sales presentations. The Volvo VNL 860 with the D13 TC engine. Volvo's turbo compound technology, which recovers exhaust energy that every other engine in this class simply throws away, is consistently posting real-world fuel economy between 8 and 8.4 miles per gallon under long-haul conditions. Not manufacturer claims, not ideal test track conditions. Real numbers from real fleets running real freight on real American highways. The Freightliner Cascadia with the DD15 Detroit's best engine, a genuinely excellent engine, is posting between 7.4 and 7.8 miles per gallon under comparable conditions. That gap is between 0.4 and 0.6 miles per gallon. At 125,000 miles per year, at $4 per gallon, that is between $5,000 and $7,500 per year, going into your fuel tank and not coming back out. Over 5 years of ownership, that is $25,000 to $37,500 in fuel alone before you touch a single other line item in the comparison. That is the number. And now you understand why I said the decision matters. But I need to tell you something about that number that the Volvo sales team will never say. Because the honest version of this comparison requires saying it. Fuel economy is the most driver-dependent, route-dependent, load-dependent number in all of trucking. You can take two identical trucks, same engine, same spec, same load, put them on the same route with two different drivers, and get numbers that are half a mile per gallon apart based on nothing but driver behavior, throttle discipline, speed management, coasting strategy. The driver has more impact on fuel economy than the engine does. That is not an opinion. That is the documented conclusion of every independent fuel economy study that has controlled for driver behavior, which means the Volvo's fuel advantage is real, but only if your driver is disciplined enough to extract it. A careless driver in a VNL will not beat a disciplined driver in a Cascadia. The potential is in the Volvo. The realization of that potential is in your driver. Now let us talk about the engine itself, because the engine comparison between these two trucks is not just a performance comparison. It is a philosophy comparison. And the philosophy matters for your business. The Freightliner Cascadia runs the Detroit DD15, up to 505 horsepower. Paired with the Detroit DT12, automated transmission and Detroit axles, all designed by the same engineering team, all calibrated to communicate with each other in ways that components from different manufacturers simply cannot replicate. Every shift, every throttle input, every braking intervention the DD15 and the DT12 and the Detroit axles are talking to each other in a language they invented together. The integration is seamless in a way that takes years to engineer and cannot be faked. And the DD15 has something the Volvo D13TC cannot claim. It is the most universally understood engine among independent mechanics across North America.
Shops in rural Nebraska know it.
Truck stops in eastern Montana know it. The DD15 breaks down at 2 in the morning on I-70 in Kansas. There is a realistic chance the nearest shop has the part and knows the engine well enough to get you back on the road before the sun comes up. The Volvo VNL 860 runs the D13TC, the turbo compound engine. This is the technology that produces Volvo's fuel economy advantage, a secondary turbine that captures energy from exhaust gases and feeds it back into the drivetrain instead of releasing it into the atmosphere as wasted heat. The result is an engine that gets more work out of every drop of diesel than any competing engine in this class. That is not marketing language, that is thermodynamics. But the D13TC is a more specialized engine than the DD15. Outside of Volvo's dealer network, which is growing significantly but has not yet reached the geographic density of Freightliner's coverage, the D13TC can be harder to service. The specialized turbo compound system requires technicians who know it. And in the corners of the map where Volvo's network is thin, that specialization is a liability that the fuel savings cannot always cover. This is the honest engine comparison. The Volvo is more efficient. The Freightliner is more universally serviceable. And which of those two things matters more to you depends entirely on where your routes take you. Now let us talk about the cab. And this is where I am going to say something that Freightliner's marketing team has been working very hard to make untrue and has made partially untrue, but has not fully succeeded at yet. The Volvo VNL 860's interior is better than the Freightliner Cascadia's interior, not in every single measurement, but in the measurements that matter to a driver who lives in this truck for 3 weeks at a time. The Volvo wins. And the margin is not small. The VNL 860 sleeper is 60 inches wide, not a narrow bunk, not a sleeping shelf. A 60-inch sleeping surface with a mattress that Volvo's engineers spent 18 months developing specifically for drivers running 10-hour mandatory rest periods. The headroom in the standing area of the VNL 860 sleeper is 6 feet 2 inches. A driver who is 6 feet tall can stand up completely straight in that truck. That is not standard in this class. That is deliberate engineering for driver welfare that adds cost to the truck and that Volvo decided was worth it. The noise insulation in the VNL 860 is genuinely in a different category from the Cascadia. Freightliner's use of fiberglass and composite materials in the Cascadia's cab construction, the engineering decision that keeps weight down and cost per truck, competitive transmits more road noise and vibration into the cab than the Volvo's construction does. Drivers called older Cascadias the Freight Shaker for exactly this reason. The current generation Cascadia has improved significantly on this, but improved is not the same as solved. And drivers who have put serious miles in both trucks report consistently that the VNL is meaningfully quieter over a long-haul day. But here is the thing the Volvo community does not say loudly enough, because it cuts against their argument. The Freightliner Cascadia has more usable floor space in its sleeper than the VNL in certain configurations. The Cascadia's cab architecture gives you more physical square footage to move around in. For a taller driver, for a driver who needs the room more than they need the premium. Materials the Cascadia's cab is genuinely more accommodating in that specific practical sense. That is a real advantage. It is not imaginary. And Cascadia drivers who push back on the interior comparison by pointing to it are correct. The honest version of the interior comparison is this. The Volvo wins on noise insulation, on mattress quality, on premium feel, on the residential character of the space. The Cascadia wins on raw square footage of usable floor space. Which one matters more to you depends on whether you prioritize quality of the environment or size of the environment. Both are legitimate. Both are the right answer for different drivers. Now let us talk about dealer network and uptime. Because this is the category that has the largest gap between what the numbers show and what the real-world experience of operators actually reveals. Freightliner has the largest service network in North America. This is not a close comparison. Daimler Trucks. North America has service centers in more locations, with more mobile technicians, with faster parts availability, than any other truck manufacturer operating on this continent today. When your Cascadia goes down, and at some point it will, because all trucks go down, the question is not whether you can find service. You can. The question is how long it takes and how much it costs. And on both of those measures, Freightliner's network consistently outperforms everyone else in North America. Volvo's network is growing. Volvo has made serious investment in North American service infrastructure over the last 4 years, and the improvement is real and measurable. But honest Volvo operators, the ones who have been running VNLs for 3 or 4 years and have experienced both the truck's strengths and its service coverage gaps, will tell you the same thing. In major metro corridors, in the dense freight lanes of the Northeast and the Southeast in California, Volvo's coverage is excellent. In the corners of the map, in the rural stretches of Montana, in the back roads of the Deep South, in the irregular routes that take you through territory where Volvo has not yet built density, you will feel the gap between Volvo's network and Freightliner's network at the worst possible moment. What does that gap actually cost? Not in theory, in dollars. An owner-operator losing 2 days of revenue during a breakdown in a low-coverage area is losing between $800 and $1,400 in freight revenue. A fleet paying detention charges, missing delivery windows, and compensating drivers during an extended repair event, the total cost per incident runs between $2,500 and $4,500 when you count everything. Freightliner's service network advantage is worth real money. Exactly how much money depends on your routes, but it is never zero. And for operators running irregular freight across the full map, it can be enough to close the entire fuel economy gap that the Volvo opened. Now let us talk about technology. Because both of these trucks have moved significantly beyond where Class 8 trucks were 5 years ago. But they have moved in different directions. And understanding the direction each truck moved tells you something important about who each truck was built for. Freightliner's Detroit Connect system gives you real-time telematics, predictive maintenance alerts, and remote diagnostics across your entire operation from a single platform. For a fleet manager running 50 or 100 trucks, Detroit Connect is not just useful, it is the operational infrastructure that everything else runs on. The integration between the truck systems and the fleet management platform is seamless in a way that took years to build and that competitors are still trying to replicate. Volvo's Uptime Center is a fundamentally different philosophy, not a dashboard that gives you data and lets you act on it. A system that routes your truck's data to Volvo technicians who contact you proactively with solutions before you even know there is a problem. The difference between these two approaches is the difference between giving someone information and giving someone an answer. Operators who have used Volvo's Uptime Center describe it as the closest thing to a truck that manages its own maintenance that currently exists in production anywhere in this industry. On active safety, automatic emergency braking, lane departure intervention, adaptive cruise, both trucks are now equipped at levels that were optional 2 years ago and are standard today. Volvo has historically been ahead on safety technology adoption, and the VNL still shows that legacy in the sophistication of its systems. Freightliner has closed the gap significantly. For a fleet with insurance carrier relationships that reward low incident rates, either truck now qualifies for the top tier of safety discounts. Now let us talk about the cost structure, because this is the category where the financial reality of owning each truck either confirms or completely overturns everything you thought you knew about which truck makes more sense. The Freightliner Cascadia is cheaper to buy. OEM parts for the Cascadia are mass-produced, interchangeable, and significantly less expensive than Volvo parts in most categories. The service labor rate at a Freightliner dealer is competitive in ways that Volvo's more specialized service infrastructure cannot always match. On every short-term cost metric, purchase price, parts cost, service cost, the Cascadia wins. And for a large fleet buying 20 or 50 or 100 trucks at a time, the per-unit cost advantage of the Cascadia compounds into a purchasing decision that is extremely difficult to argue against on numbers alone. But the total cost of ownership calculation does not end at the repair shop, and the number that changes the financial comparison significantly for operators running a longer ownership cycle is the resale value. The Volvo VNL holds its value. Well-maintained VNL trucks, particularly the 860 configuration, command strong prices on the used market because the fuel economy reputation follows the truck. A buyer evaluating a used VNL knows they are buying documented fuel savings. That knowledge is priced into the offer they make you. And the gap between what a well-maintained VNL returns on resale and what a comparable Cascadia returns when both have the same mileage and the same condition can be meaningful enough to change the 5-year total cost of ownership calculation completely for an owner-operator who plans their exit before pass. They buy. Now let me tell you the thing that gets buried in every comparison like this one.
The thing that real operators who have run both trucks for serious miles eventually say when they are being honest, and when nobody from either brand is in the room. The Volvo is a better truck in the categories that matter for
a specific kind of operation. Dedicated lanes, major corridors, high mileage drivers who need the fuel savings and the cab quality to stay in the seat and stay healthy. For that operator, the VNL is the right answer and the fuel math will confirm it. But the Freightliner Cascadia is the right truck for a different operator. The owner-operator running irregular freight across the full map. The fleet manager who needs service coverage everywhere their trucks go, not just in the dense corridors. The operator whose working capital is constrained enough that the lower purchase price and cheaper parts cost of the Cascadia matter more than the long-term fuel advantage of the Volvo. This is not one truck being better than the other. This is two trucks being built for two different operational realities. And the mistake that costs operators real money, the mistake that this video exists to prevent, is using the wrong framework to make the decision. Choosing the Cascadia because everyone else is choosing the Cascadia, or choosing the Volvo because the fuel economy number looks good on a spreadsheet without running your actual route data against Volvo's actual dealer coverage map. Here is the final picture. The complete, honest scorecard. The Freightliner Cascadia wins on purchase price, wins on parts cost and service cost, wins on dealer network coverage across rural America, wins on the universal serviceability of the DD15 engine, wins on raw usable floor space in certain sleeper configurations, and wins on the fleet management integration of Detroit Connect for large multi-truck operations. The Volvo VNL 860 wins on fuel economy and wins it clearly, in real-world conditions, not manufacturer claims. Wins on cab noise insulation and ride quality over extended hauls. Wins on mattress and sleeper quality for drivers running mandatory rest periods. Wins on the proactive service philosophy of the Volvo Uptime Center. And wins on the resale value calculation for operators running a 5-year or longer ownership cycle. If you are a fleet manager running dedicated lanes in major corridors and your priority is maximum fuel savings over a multi-year contract, the Volvo VNL 860 wins this comparison. The fuel math confirms it. The cab quality supports your driver retention numbers. And the Uptime Center works exactly as designed in the dense coverage areas where your trucks operate. If you are an owner-operator running irregular loads across the full map going where the freight takes you, through territory where dealer density matters and where a breakdown in the wrong county is not just an inconvenience but a business event, the Freightliner Cascadia wins. Not because it is the better truck in every category, it is not, but because the operational safety net that Freightliner's network provides is worth more than the fuel savings in an irregular operation where downtime is your real financial risk. The most expensive mistake in this comparison is choosing the Cascadia because it is what everyone chooses. The second most expensive mistake is choosing the VNL without running your specific route data against Volvo's specific coverage map before you sign anything. One of these trucks will make your operation more profitable. The other might quietly cost you more than you realize until the decision is already made and the lease is already signed. Now you know how to tell the difference. And that is worth more than any spec sheet either manufacturer will ever hand you. If this channel is giving you the real numbers, hit subscribe. Because next week, we are going inside a cost that fleet managers and owner-operators consistently underestimate by 30 to 50%. And when you see it, you are going to rethink every truck purchase decision you have made in the last 5 years.